What up, bro? Grand Rising, Grand Rising. It's 10, but it's okay. I had Muay Thai today. So then, Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. You know what? That'll work. That'll work. That es la funcionar. Yeah. Right. Good morning. Good morning. What up, man? What up? What up? What's up, Juan? How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? So what? Good morning. What's up, Santiago? Hello, Santiago. How are you? Good morning, Juan. How are you, brother? How are you? How are you? Good morning. Grand Rising. Grand Rising. Grand Rising. Mm-hmm. How are we doing today? How are we doing? Good morning. I got YouTube live and I got TikTok live. Good morning. Good morning. Grand Rising. Today's we're gonna have a little bit of inspiration, little inspiration and guidance, right? I want to talk about today mainly how can we improve ourselves? How can we improve the quality of life? It's like 4 in the afternoon where I am. Oh, it's 10 a.m. over here technically. I just got here from I was doing Muay Thai. And now we're gonna make some breakfast. I don't call it fasted. I had some coffee and milk. What's up, Alicia? I had some coffee and milk before I went to train. Yeah, I had some coffee and milk before I went to train, read some scripture. I'll give you guys a little bit of scripture too today so you can have your little word with God. Shit. What do you do? No, dude, I do Muay Thai, I do MMA, and then Jiu-Jitsu as well. I got Jiu-Jitsu later tonight. Good morning, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. May God be with you. What does that even mean? Oof, that's a can of worms. But we'll open it. Why not? Why not? We're gonna open that? Yeah, absolutely. Why? Because we could all use some hope. That's what it really is. We can't use hope. Is just believing that things are gonna get better. That's the way I look at it. Right? Hope and faith is simply believing that things are gonna get better. Jesus loves you. Look at that. Jesus loves you is in here. Good morning, Jesus loves you. That's so interesting. Yeah, but I think you have to have both, you know? Good morning, good morning. And if you're dealing with any struggles, whatever you're dealing with, right? Mentally, physically, or spiritually, you can put it in the chat and I'll give you my best piece of advice. I've been training for the last 19 years. Been working out for the last 19 years. I never stopped. And I've been coaching people for the last 12. Been doing wrestling for about 2 years, and I'm going to start my amateurs. I still need to get some BJ. Bro, that's beautiful, brother. Do it. Do it. Can Muay Thai some free meal? What up, Teddy? Anyway, tell you look like Sergio Ramos all the time. Sergio Ramos, and I forgot somebody else. Sergio Ramos and somebody else, yeah. Cheese. No, what we got? Oh, fuck yeah. We got 3 left. So let's go. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Grand Rising. Nice to see you. Thank you, Sarah Lynn. How are you, Sarah Lynn Miller? Sarah Lynn Miller, how are you doing? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Yeah. Nice job, baby. Don't worry, I'm gonna give you some bacon today. Don't you worry, buddy, old pal. Eggs and good morning, good morning, good morning. Nice time. Yeah, how are you guys doing? And what's your biggest struggle, right? Sir Brogan refused to get it out. What's up, Chi City? No, never, brother. Chai City. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Again, fitness-wise, right? Whatever you're struggling with, is it your macros? Do you understand what macros even are? Right? You're struggling to get the last 5 pounds off, 10 pounds off, 15 pounds off. If you're struggling to stay consistent, if you struggle with consistency, if you struggle with motivation, let me know. Eggs, cream of wheat. No. Shit, I even thought about cream of rice. I don't know if I have any. Do I have any cream of rice? No, I really don't. I was bit. I might have some. I might have some. I believe in Jesus. Good. Absolutely, bro. Do you compete in any combat sports or do you just train? I just started training again. I'll probably compete maybe in 2 years. Yeah, I'll probably compete in like 2 years. It pushes you, man. It pushes you. Combat sports push you. Training pushes you. And again, like we train. Why do we train? Because training makes you feel good. Understand that. Like, if you don't train, you're missing out on something that makes you feel really good. Yeah, I don't have time. Bro, you don't have time to make yourself feel better. Is the right side of my body indulges faster? Then don't train it as much. How do I quit my training addiction? You get off it. You get off it, brother. Any addiction, bro, you gotta find a big enough reason to stop. Like I've been sober for 1.5 years now. Yeah, I haven't drank in like 1.5 years. Which is crazy to think it's not that hard, right? But like it's any addiction, right? You have to find something else that's gonna give you that high. We're all looking for that high. Working out gives me that high. I just tell myself I don't want to be that version of me. I just don't want to be that guy. Right? I think that's what helps me. That's what helps me stay sober. It's like I just don't want to be that guy. I don't. Right? I think that's a big way to that's a big way to really to start getting sober. It's like, who do you want to be? Do you want to be the guy that constantly drinks and regrets it the next day, or do you want better for yourself? And then what does better look like? No, it sounds contradictory, but confidence gives you the confidence to avoid a fight. 100%. No, I believe you. Right? I 100% believe you. Yeah, he does give you the confidence to avoid it because you're like, dude. Especially when you train all the time. You don't really want to start fights. Or even if someone provokes you, you're like, it's not worth it. Papi, don't have anything else. Cream rice. Dude, I haven't had cream rice in a minute. Cream rice. Yeah, and it really does help your confidence, bro. Anything that pushes you out of your comfort zone boosts your confidence. Yeah, and with confidence comes the feeling of... With confidence comes the ability to... what up, Rihanna? With confidence comes the ability to take on more challenges, to take on more things. What up, T? Right? Confidence allows you to ultimately get a better job, maybe start a business. Confidence gave me the ability to date. What up? Yeah. Oh, shit, thanks. Confidence gave me the ability to move, man. I've moved so many places. I have moved. I've lived in Jacksonville. I've lived in California. There's a tendency. I mean, cheese. I like cheese. Yeah. Get your confidence up. Confidence has allowed me to move. Confidence has allowed me to, Man, I ended up skinny fat. Santiago, what's up, man? I ended up skinny fat. Because you probably didn't do right. Do you think you get any fighting classes? Yeah. I take Muay Thai. I just did Muay Thai today. What up, T? What up, RW? How are you? So you said about laws. I agree with that. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah. Less is a difficult one. Cheese. I eat cheese. Yeah, cheese. I like cheese. Sometimes I eat cheese. I like cheese. Yeah, brother. If you ever end up skinny fat, it's because you weren't building muscle. Always remember that. Right? What do you say about lust? It's something that's always gonna pull at you. Right? Lust will always pull at you. Why? It's like anything. It's just something you specific as a person crave. I think a lot of men crave it. Men and women. Because it's like food for somebody, right? It's like food for somebody, you know? 100%. On team. All right, rude boy. Why you so gay? Good morning. What's up, Big Gav? How are you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. Like food, like alcohol, like anything. It's all an addiction. But you can have healthy addictions, right? And at the end of the day, it becomes a habit, right? I had the habit. What up, Alicia? We have to have a big enough reason to stop, right? Why can't people stop? They don't have a big enough reason to stop. That's what I tell you about. And when you start to do things that are difficult, you enjoy yourself more. Good morning. Good morning, C. Good morning. What the fuck is your name? You're not even real. Just Kurt. Good morning, everybody. We're just making food. We're making breakfast. We had a good workout this morning. Right? If you didn't work out this morning, work out this afternoon or after work. Don't skip out on it. Only if you want it better. If you don't want to be better, then fuck it. Forget about it. Don't even listen to what I say. Don't even listen to what I say. Don't even listen to what I say. Reason is single people shouldn't stop relationships. People should stop. Reason is single people. No, I think that's why single people are single too. Lusting. It's like you gotta fucking. I don't know. It's tough out there nowadays with relationships because people have so many options. Right? Think about that. Yeah. That's that. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, fam. Come on. I think somebody the other day, somebody was like, when it comes to walking, right? Bro, cardio is the last thing you want to do when it comes to losing weight. If you're watching this and you're still doing cardio and you don't have your macros in line, you're working harder and smarter. I would tell that to people, right? Don't work harder, work smarter. Hijo de su puta madre. My cream of rice is melted. Hello, little one. Damn it, bro. Just can't catch a break. I can. Good morning, everybody. Distract yourself from being bad, I guess. Yeah. Can you rate my physique? Do you have a shredded six pack? What's your goal though? What's your goal, brother? Right? Coño. And then my eggs. I'm gonna some cheese. No, I can't. I don't know if he's good. I don't know if he's good with cheese. I can't. No, I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I don't trust him with cheese. Oh. That's that. Dogs love cheese. I don't know. I love that. They assume shirtless means anything. No. People just say it all the time. I'm trying to search for it. See what I need to work on? You already know what you need to work on, my brother. That's the thing. Yeah. Brother, you already know what you need to work on. Oh, it's not working. Yeah. All right, I'm done with cheese. All right. Johnny Stacks. Chill the fuck out. He's got food, brother. Not always wants food. That's dogs in general. All right, that's that. Give me this. Yeah. I mean, this terrible shit, dude. I didn't see this. Good morning. Good morning. Buenos dias. I didn't know you ate cheese unless that's vegan. No, it's cheese. I don't really eat cheese like that. But then I saw the cheese. I'm like, I want some cheese. Good morning, everybody. Oh, yo, I know that. Give me this. Zen time. Fuck the Zens. Fuck the Zens, bro. Fuck the Zens. Why, bro? Why do you fuck the Zens, bro? Because even though it's good, like, I stopped doing Zens, like, months ago, bro. Because I don't want gum cancer, number one. Number two, I don't like the constant high, come back down, high, come back down, high, come back down that the Zens would give you. So if you do Zens, I don't recommend you keep, like, you can keep doing them for sure. But at the same time, I don't know if I stopped too and I feel more mental clarity. Yeah, bro, I'm telling you, I had a client of mine who was doing the 9 milligrams. I'm like, 9 milligrams? Bro, I would do the 3 milligrams. Because I know the more potent, the harder the addiction. The more you go, the harder the addiction. You're actually high energy anyway, so I don't think you need it. No, I get low energy too. I don't think you guys realize, bro. I fucking hate my life sometimes. That's the thing, bro. I have bad moments. I have very bad moments. Like, whenever I have good moments, it's because I'm on here. Yeah, fuck yeah. I have super low moments. I think I've seen... Bro, a friend of mine had 20 milligrams. I'm like, you're crazy. Right? Yeah, you're crazy. You want something like, fuck no, bro. I think 20 milligrams will put me in the hospital. Bro. 20 milligrams. Never witnessed that. Because when I get on here, I don't think about that. When I get on here, I don't think about, like, when we think too much about ourselves and what's going on and this, that, we look for problems. Whenever I'm on here, I'm looking to solve issues. And that's where I'm in flow state. Flow state is key. Right? When we're in flow state, is where we're supposed to be. Right? No, he doesn't have any brother guy. Good. No, bro, people just hate. Bro, people love to hate. They love to hate on what they gave up on. Yeah. So I don't ever think that I'm always high energy and things like that, bro. I have my moments of doubt. Why do you think I'm so close to God? You think I'm like, what's up, Andrea? Right? I have people pleasing ways, which isn't bad at all. I think you also have people pleasing. I don't have people pleasing ways at all. Right? At all. I'm the last person to people please. No. Because I give people what I wish to receive in the sense of, like, if I want positivity, I'll give positivity. If I want peace, I'll give peace. Fuck you. I'm the last people pleaser. I'm not like, oh, do you need anything? I'm like, bro, I'm here to fucking help people do their struggles. I'm like, because I'm solving my struggles already. You see what I'm saying? Thank you, Andrea. I'm already solving my struggles, right? My fitness, my relationship, my business, like, and so servitude helps me. I serve people in a way because it helps me mentally feel better. Your way helping is kind of helping people pleasing. No, no, because to me, I'd be like, people pleasing to me is like, oh, like, it comes out of sacrifice of me. It's like, okay, like, I'll go out of my way to help you out. I'll do this. I'm like, no, like, my purpose in life is to help people through the pain that I've gone through. Right? You still gotta repent though. No, you don't. Get out of here. You know what is this? Yeah. I push people to get the work done. Right? It's like I give people hope. Right? Were you in the Jersey Shore? No. This is just the Allergies 20 years live. How you doing? For your sins. Fuck, I repent. All right, cool. I should have used that, but it's okay. Oh, motherfucker, I have more ink in it. I didn't even know that. Where we at? All right, that's done. I'll use this. That we have cream of rice, and then we'll do a lesson. Everything, no. Repent, bro. No way. You still got your white little board drawing? Fuck yeah, it's not even little, it's a massive whiteboard. Alright, this, that, this. Run. Run now. Run. Order. I lost so much space. Good job, Maya. I'm proud of you. Hell yeah. Okay, that's that. Give me this. Paternity is pretty serious. Yeah. Good morning, Demay. What it do? I'm currently 157. Good job, Maya. I hope you've been working out, so you added muscle, not just lost muscle and fat. Yeah, that's my whiteboard. Still got it. We'll do some teaching. Damn, that shit came out of nowhere. Yeah, you're going somewhere. I'm like, listen, brother, listen. According to Chajan, brother, like if you bring that kind of energy here, I ain't gonna have you keep here for too long. All right, it's a privilege to be here. Privilege. Yeah, but it's okay. How do you gain so much body fat for real? Oh, brother, like you're not wrong, dude. I actually didn't get out body fat because my goal right now isn't to be shredded completely. When I'm 120, I'm coming to look for you. 120, that's too much. I mean, that's too little. Like you need a 157. I mean, depending on your height too. Yeah, depending on your height as well. Yeah, I used to be a lot more leaner. I used to be so much more leaner. But I just didn't want to be leaner like that anymore right now. It's not my goal. I'm 5. Are you 5 foot? Yeah, I used to be so much more leaner. Leon, venga. Venga. Yeah. 5'2". Sodium. I know that you're worrying too much to show. John, you can take us to church. No, forget church. Sodium. 5'2". Animal products. Sodium. It's not that. It's just the way I eat now. Like I eat a little bit more carbs. It's worse than smoking or being fat for your arteries. No, dude. Sodium is actually that's what I know. You don't know your shit, bro. Sodium is actually good for you, bro. It's just the things that people eat have way too much sodium. Sodium is good, bro. Like I take sodium before I work out at times. Man, M, you don't even have a fucking physique. M, like you are a horse. You're a horse, right? How long do you think about a design before getting it tatted? I mean, if you know what you want, just get it, you know? Right? I got this one when I was 18, and then I got this one at 27. I think 27. I got this one 27. 27, because if I almost died, right? Lying and things. Dude, I stepped in a cat or dog shit before, just had to sacrifice my toothbrush. I feel you, bro. It's the toothbrush, bro. It's the toothbrush. The toothbrush. Yeah, I feel you. Unless you have a hose and you just spray it off. Yeah, we have our cream of rice. We have cream of rice today with blueberries. Yeah. Cream of rice with blueberries. And eggs. Yes, Leon, suficiente. Vaya. Yeah, bacon. I gotta get it. Well, You figure out a way, bro. That's it. New Balances are good. I like I prefer Asics. Asics for running are fucking phenomenal. Yeah. Yeah, when it comes to tattoos, find what you like. Find what you like. You can add your own little twist to it, you know? And like, if you like it, get it. You know, if you like tattoos, get the tattoos, bro. If you like a six-pack, get a six-pack. If you want to start a business, start a business. If you want to just start training, start training. Issues, I heard you talking about it, the issue about 6 months ago. Yeah, how did I heal my gut issue? 2 things. I started sleeping more because I was lacking sleep. I had a lot of stress. What's the word of the fucking day, bro? What's the word of the fucking day? Give God your heart, soul, and body. Yeah. But it's currently disgusting. Tattoos with skinny arms, not a good look. Yeah. Get the arms up. Thanks, Maya. Oh, well, I'm fucking with that one. Yeah, that's the thing. So number one, no, motherfucking Rihanna, if you just stopped eating the candy that you ate, right, and you stopped eating all that shit, like, you would feel your gut, okay? Like, you just gotta stop eating shit, all that sugar. You know, and then sleep. But the first step in like healing your gut is what fucks up my gut. Right? I want you to understand that bloating is like the first sign of whatever you're eating isn't working well for you. Right? I had a coach. My last bodybuilding coach taught me a lot about digestion. That's how I learned. You know, I had a coach who explained to me certain foods, when you bloat, it's a reaction that your body's telling you, like, I can't digest this that well. And so if you avoid those foods, you will have a better digestive system. Here's me a high though, like your Zens. Again, I stopped the Zens because the high ain't good. You can get the high from somewhere else. I said you get the high from somewhere else. The sugar high, you can get it from somewhere else, from the fact of feeling, because every high like that has a crash as well. Like, that's what you have to also understand. Like, every high has a come down. Yeah. The word of the day, yeah, it was all right. I don't feel good without sugar. You don't feel good without sugar because your body's so used to the sugar. Carbs turn into sugar, right? Again, whenever you go through a process of removal, it's gonna feel uncomfortable. How do you expect to change? How do you expect to get better? That's the thing. The issue that I've seen most people have is that you want change. And the minute it starts to feel uncomfortable, you're like, yo, this doesn't feel right. I have to go back to what I was doing. Well, that's where the change happens. Through that pain of discomfort. Whether you start working out, whether you start waking up early, whether you stop drinking, stop vaping, stop smoking, stop Zen, stop eating sugar. It starts to feel uncomfortable. Damn, I'm a little hungry or this. I'm like, you're going through the process of transformation. That's the price. The price of progress is pain. But the minute you feel it, because you're not used to doing hard things, you're like, oh, this doesn't feel right. I better go back to what makes me feel good. But that's exactly why you're still where you are. So when you start to link, like for example, when I do Muay Thai, like I trained in the gym for a very long time, but when I started to fight, when I started doing Muay Thai, MMA again, it was super uncomfortable, massively. You know, because I'm getting punched in the face, I'm fighting guys that are 10 times better than me. And in that moment when I'm fighting, it's like, bro, this is uncomfortable, you know, like it's very uncomfortable. But in that moment, it's what's making me progress. I can hit the gym. I can hit the gym. I can have a great physique. I don't have to fight. But I want to raise my sons, right? I want to raise my sons to be good fighters. And so I don't want to just tell them what to do. I want to show them how to do it. That's a big reason why I do what I do, is not to just be on the sidelines and like most fathers, right? Right? Most fathers just tell their sons, go play this sport, go do this, go do this, go do that. And it's like and that's why sometimes your kids rebel, because they don't see you doing it. So they're like, well, you're on the sidelines, you're out of shape, and you're telling me to do this, you know? Some kids do it though. You know, my dad never played baseball, but my dad pushed me to play baseball. And my dad coached me from the sidelines, you know? So the discomfort, right? The discomfort is part of the reason you are going to change. And that's why we have to rely on faith. When you got your neck tattoo, did you notice if people treated you differently? No, not really. Not really, because they see this, but they also see my physique. I've been in great shape since I was like 13, right? I started working out at 12. And so I got, like, people treated me differently already, because anytime I took my shirt off, I had a six pack. I had a good physique. So, man, this guy's in really great shape. Once I got this, if anything, I got more compliments. Yo, I like your neck tattoo. I like your tattoo. I have coffee, but I have English tea now. And then, yeah, my worst addiction is coffee. Coffee's not a bad addiction. It's just energy, right? Coffee's not a bad addiction because it's caffeine. It gets you get things done. My favorite Bible verse is probably Luke chapter 9, verse 23. If any man wishes to be a disciple of mine, let him deny himself, pick up his cross, and follow me daily, right? Workout routine night. Gravity Coffee, what's up? Okay, I have a bulging disc. Can you help with a workout routine and diet? Honestly, your best bet is to work with a coach, because we can take what you can't. So what we do is almost like a trial, right? It's like, do this exercise. I had a client of mine. He's his name is Saul. He was a Marine, and when he was in the Marines, he hurt his back, and he had all these spine problems. I show him. And when we started working together, the biggest thing was the modification, right? Because the best way for you to actually stick to something is to find something that works for where you're at. Yeah, this is him. He lost 37 pounds. And when at night, I feel like my shoulders are getting bigger. Nice. Yeah. Plain coffee tastes disgusting. So does when you're you also feel disgusting when you eat like shit. So one of the biggest reasons I've seen people not work out is because they have an injury. And what stops them is fear. It's like, fuck, but what if I start working out and I hurt myself? It's like, I don't want to do that, right? They would text me regularly. Do you do that? Yeah, I communicate with my clients every day. It's communication builds a relationship. Communication builds this sense of I'm not doing this alone. You know, one of the biggest things that growing up, the reason I started doing baseball, or I competed even in bodybuilding, those 2 trophies I won from a bodybuilding show. Having somebody there to help you through the process. Because that's ultimately the biggest thing. Getting in better shape does involve, you got to work out and you got to eat better, correct? But the thing is, what stops us from doing that is a lot of doubt and a lot of fear. Okay? Because what if it doesn't work? What if I'm wasting my time? What about cravings? I'm hungry. Most people that have cravings, they're not eating enough food. Because their correlation between a lot of people, you might be thinking this way. You might be thinking, fuck, dude, to lose weight, I have to eat less. That's completely wrong. Right? That's completely, you don't have to eat less. You have to eat more, actually, of the right foods. You know? This is fine. Black coffee? Yeah, you get used to it. You go to the link in the bio and you can check my website. I'll even send you a DM too. And we start today. We just have to do a consultation, brother. I don't know if you're a girl or a guy. It's Gravity Coffee. So we'd have to do a consultation. All right? I got to see where you're at, where you want to go, how long it's going to take. Yeah, so here's the thing. You can put stevia in your coffee, but the thing is, once you wean off the sugar, I've had clients that used to drink 1 can of soda a day. Where's the avocado? Fuck the avocado. Dale. Okay. I used to have clients that used to drink 1 can of Coke a day. And she's like, I don't want to get rid of my Cokes. I'm like, okay. So what we started doing, I'm like, let's do 1 can of Coke every other day. Right? Here's what, Maya. So the biggest issue that people have whenever stopping certain things, I believe you can do cold turkey. I do, because I've done it. You can do cold turkey. But some people, they're just terrified. They're terrified. This might be you. Like, you're terrified of the cravings or like withdrawals. It's like, so we started like, hey, let's do 1 Coke every other day. Right? So we'll do 1 day, no Coke. Next day, 1 Coke, right? By the end of the 3 months, she had 1 Coke a week, if that. If that, because we took off the sugar cravings. And once you start to eat better foods that fuel your body, you feel good. You have more energy. Every time you eat sugar, you have a crash because you spike your insulin and then you get tired. It's not having self-control. It's also not having a reason to do it. Why are you going to stop eating the sugar? Oh, because I want to be healthy. Fuck being healthy, right? Right? Don't offend saying thanks for the gift sent. I mean, I didn't even see the gift. I drink Cokes and just doing that, I lost 15 pounds. Yeah, exactly, because Coke has a lot of sugar. Yeah, because your body looks for sugar for energy. Yeah, I'm too stubborn, 100%, and that's why you'll stay exactly where you're at and only get worse. You feel me? Like, that's the thing. Like, you're 35 years old now, Rihanna, you're only gonna get worse if your habits are catching up to you. You keep eating that sugar, you're gonna put on more weight. That's how it works. That's the reality of a lot of people. They don't stop the bad habits, and then 35, 38, 40, they're like, oh, fuck, dude, I'm like 20 pounds overweight, 30 pounds overweight, 40, I'm like, I'm not the same. I'm like, no, you're not. Your habits caught up to you. Your habit, and then it's gonna be that much harder for you to get it off because you build, it's called hypnotic rhythm. You get into the state of negative hypnotic rhythm. You do instant gratification, delayed pain. Instant gratification, delayed pain. Instant gratification, delayed pain, right? You train yourself to do the things that make you feel good instantly, and then you regret it later. And so you start to build this negative also, and a negative self-image about yourself. And you wonder why you don't feel so good about yourself. You know, if you can't look yourself in the mirror and be proud, like, man, do you track macros? I used to write all my stuff down. I've been doing it I've been tracking stuff like 10 years now. I started tracking when I was like 22. I'm 31 now. So now I weigh all my food out though. I weigh my food. It takes me fucking 10 seconds to weigh my food. You know when you cook your food and you put it on your plate? This is all I do, right? Say this is a scale, right? Say this is a scale. Like if I pour my food into my bowl, that's me not tracking my food. This is me, this is how long it takes to track my food. I press a button, I put the bowl here, I put the food, I just measure my food. Takes me 2 more seconds, and it makes that all of a difference in your physique. Maybe it's different. Yeah, boredom leads to desire, desire leads to vices. Right? I go from not eating that much to eating a lot. Maybe, yeah, because you have no structure. Right? When you have no structure, you're just gonna do what you habitually have always done. Some of the things you don't even think about. Some of the habits you have, you don't even think about. What am I doing right now? Like, I'm hungry, I'm gonna go eat. You're not like, am I actually hungry? Is this gonna actually help me get to my goal? Like, this is the reason why I'm putting on weight. No, you're just hungry. Okay, I'm gonna go eat. And you wonder why you have belly fat. You wonder why you have no energy. You wonder why your pants don't fit you. You know? Tune in. There are a lot of negativity and it's crawling out of a deep hole. The first thing I thought when I tuned in, this man has endured a lot of negativity and is crawling out of a very deep hole. I'm always crawling out of a hole. That's part of life. But every time you go to those dark places, you get to come back with more knowledge because you sought out the light. Bald Marb, what's up? What's the difference from tracking food on a scale compared to and doing an app like MyFitnessPal? You do both. Because if you track your stuff on FitnessPal but you don't weigh your food out, it's like looking at a stack of cash, right? And being like, okay, put this in my bank account. How much is it? I don't know, but I'm gonna put it in my bank account. So you know how much it is? I don't know how much it is. And you can swipe your card. It's a pile of cash, but you're like, okay, I put money, I have money, right? So when you track your stuff without weighing it, you're kind of eyeballing it. Bro, I've been weighing food for 10 years. Even me, I don't even eyeball it because it will never be as accurate as having a scale. And so you have to think, okay, those 2 seconds, like those 5 seconds that you put to measure it out correlates to you being able to take your fucking shirt off. Correlates to you looking in the mirror and fucking smiling. It correlates to you taking a photo and liking what you see. It correlates you to being excited to go places. It correlates to you going up to that girl that you actually like and want to ask on a date. It correlates to you feeling your self-worth. Like, I don't really need to be at this job. If I don't like how they're treating me at this job, I'm going to leave. All the extra effort that you put into something that is going to make you better correlates to the rest of your life. And I didn't do this myself. Listen, my mom and dad, right? My mom and dad never worked out. My parents never worked out. My parents did not know about macros. My buddy taught me how to do push-ups, sit-ups, and bicep curls. Do you know why I asked him to teach me how to work out? It wasn't because I wanted to be healthy. It wasn't because I was overweight. I asked my buddy to teach me how to work out because I saw him with a good-looking girl. And all I wanted was to have a girlfriend. I just want a good-looking girl. And I saw him with one. I'm like, dude, teach me how to work out. And when I started to work out, it wasn't just muscles that I started to see. I started to feel better. I had a lot of anger issues. I still have anger issues. But working out just makes me puts the energy towards something better. So growing up, this is me when I was 13 years old. This is 1 year after working out. I had pretty much a six-pack after 1 year. This is me doing a year of doing push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, and bicep curls. 1 year. 1 year. For anyone tuning in, the host is talking about their transformation. Be kind. I like Andy, right? That's me at 22. That's me at 13. This is me at 22. That's 10 years after working out. I'm 31 now, right? I've never stopped. And yeah, at one point I developed an ego, a massive ego. Yeah, a massive ego. A massive ego. Why? With success, sometimes you have an ego. And what do I mean by that? I would never wear a shirt. I would never wear a shirt. Anywhere I went, mostly. I had a lot of friends who worked out as well. And then I became a lifeguard. All of that really boosted up my ego. You know? And I sometimes didn't do so well with that because I fucking just felt like I can get away with anything. That was the issue. You know, when you get in really good shape and you can take your shirt off and you feel like the man, you're like, fuck yeah, I'm super confident. You feel like you can get away with anything at one point. And that's how I did. You know, whether it was with girls, getting into places, you just radiate confidence when you go to parties, when you go to gatherings, meetup, whatever it might be, pool parties, you go to the beach. You know, you low-key feel unstoppable. Because when you walk, people look. And you're like, what the fuck, dude? You don't see that often. And so, after a while, I started it didn't become my whole thing. It was my whole personality at one point. And then once I started to read and wanted to become smart. I didn't want to just use my body, right? To get attention. That's when I started to dive into reading a lot and understanding how to speak to people, how to build a business, But it was such a great foundation. And I'm telling you right now, building yourself up. If you're struggling with anything, it's the one thing that will help you enjoy the quality of your life. Because the quality of life is a representation of how you feel about your life and how you feel about yourself. Working out has got me through so many fucking things. Breakups. There's a time where I didn't have a place to live. I lived in my car. You know, but that workout. Although, you know, everything might be sucking right now, but at least I'm gonna go get this workout in. And I get that workout in. All Scorpios have egos. I mean, everyone has an ego. This is how inflated is the ego is the thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I wish I had coffee. Fuck. So, I'll teach. Mm-hmm. I'm a Scorpion used to do that shirt thing too. Drive around with no shirt everywhere. Yeah. But it's not a Scorpio thing. It's not a Scorpio thing. It's because you build yourself up, right? I got bullied. Girls rejected me. So when you go from, right? I'm a coach with 0 clients. Best advice? Talk to more people. You still have the girlfriend? Yeah. It's an ego thing, yeah. Yeah, I think it's a fucking, it's not an ego thing. It's a bad character thing. Yeah, brother, it's just like how many people are you talking to, right? How many people you're in front of, right? Also, let's see. Like, let me see this. Like, when I look at your page, bro, I still think you're kind of overweight. Not overweight, but like I'd see you and like you have a very short, like you have to understand the people that are looking at you too. You feel me? Like when I see that, I don't see abs, right? I don't see abs. I don't see like, damn, this guy's like has low body fat. That's like the first thing I look at. I'm like, he's got some body fat, you know? Right? Like, what do people want? They want a 6-pack, right? So, actually, yeah. Do you ever have cheat meals? Bro, fuck yeah, dude. Hi, what's up, Mikey? I don't consider them cheat meals, right? It was my girlfriend's birthday the other day, and I'm on a 12-week cut because of that. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. There you go, brother. That's it, bro. And so like, the biggest thing is like that. Like it's like being a product of what you do. You know, like be a product of what you do. For me, it's like I have a good physique. I speak. I have testimonials, right? Even no 6-pack, but I have a massive hammer. I think that's where it comes from, low key. I mean, yeah, probably kid, bro. You know, my dad had a lot of confidence, but it didn't come from working out. I don't know where it came from. His ability to dance, his ability to communicate. My dad was a smooth talker. Yeah, brother, that's what I would say. And then like I would say, just talk to people who need help. That's my best advice. Talk to people who need help. And what I did, bro, I mentored. Right? At the age of 19, I mentored. What's up, G? I mentored under a guy who had a personal training business and he had his own gym. And I worked underneath him for like 3 years. And I became a really good personal trainer. Became a really, really, really good personal trainer. And then when I moved here to Gainesville during COVID, you know, I started training people in person at the park. Started training people in person. And eventually, like, I was really good with nutrition. I hired another coach to teach me more about nutrition. Every day I'm losing 20. Good job. Can't find the user. Good job. You're walking 6 miles a day. How's your nutrition though? Right? Because if you're walking 6 miles but your nutrition is off, you're trying to push a car instead of driving the car. All right? Understand that. If you're doing cardio and you don't know what your macros are, you don't have an actual nutrition plan that you're following every day, you don't know how many protein, carbs, and fats, and you're doing cardio, it's the equivalent of having gas in the tank, putting your car in neutral and pushing it. And being like, where are you going? Well, I'm trying to get to fucking Orlando. It's like 2 hours away. Why are you pushing it? Because I need to take my car. I need to get there with my car. I'm like, why don't you just drive? I think I sent you a message, brother. Yeah, bro, I sent you a message. I sent you a DM. Yeah, if after my lives, I usually DM you guys. The ones that are actually struggling with things like that, I DM you. So we can actually have a conversation, see how I can best help you. I've helped so many people, bro. Right? I was just talking to one of my clients yesterday. And it was like, Brother, if I would have never messaged him, he wouldn't have lost 70 pounds. He's lost 70 pounds in 11 months. Doing phenomenal. I'll show you. And it all started because of the M, right? I mean, I'm eating grilled chicken and broccoli though. Yeah, 100%, but that's, what are you gonna do that? Eat grilled chicken and broccoli for the rest of your life? I need a coach to help me coach better. Yeah, dude, when I had a gym, right? I had a gym called the Lion's Den. Right? I had a gym called the Lion's Den. Right? For you guys to know, I had a gym called the Lion's Den. And I would train people in there. Eventually when I wanted to go online, I needed to learn. And so I sold my gym and then I hired a company, right? I hired this guy named Tanner. This is me and him in Miami. His name is Tanner Chister. That's me. Right? I hired him. We were in Miami, and he's built a massive online coaching business. And I started working with him. He's done over $115 million a year in like the last 6 years, I think. Yeah. $141 million at this point. Yeah. I hired this guy. Yeah, I hired this guy and paid him like 16 grand, four grand and then down, and then I paid him throughout. Actually, I paid him like 42 grand eventually in the span of like 6 months. And he just taught me, man. It was like school. It was literally like school. Yeah. So, I worked with him. Yeah, brother. So that's another thing, man. Get yourself in great shape, bro. Get yourself in great shape. I've been doing this since I was 12 years old, right? Do need to DM more people that engage with my content. Yeah, there you go. Would fasting before starting a new eating discipline be wise? No. However, my pages are all new. Didn't have patience. That's it. Imagine this, brother. Imagine you're training a client, right? And they haven't been working out at all. Like for last year, they haven't worked out, 2 years. And they go to the gym and they do an arm workout and they do abs, right? They do abs. They wake up the next day, they look in the mirror, nothing's changed. You're like, hey, yo, what the fuck is going on? Why is nothing changing? I just worked out yesterday. You're like, what are you gonna tell that person? Like, it's working. I don't know. I don't see it working. You worked out once, right? So it's the same thing with you, brother. Your pages are all new. Okay. It's the same thing, bro. Don't expect to fucking grow fruit tomorrow. Think about that. So would fasting be starting a new eating discipline be wise? The best way is to actually have a plan that you know it's going to work. What's the fastest way to get somewhere you've never gotten to? Like driving. If you're trying to get to, say you're talking to somebody that you just met, or you're going to go see a concert, right? What do you need first? You need the address. You need the address. And so you get the address, you put in the GPS, and you get there. So it's the same thing. If you're trying to lose 20 pounds, what are the directions? Do you have a map? Map. Who have done it before, I suppose. Yeah, you can study, absolutely. You can even go on YouTube. You can even use ChatGPT. But are you actually gonna follow it? Nutrition AI Center books. Best way to learn nutrition. I started learning nutrition. I started reading the Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding from Arnold Schwarzenegger. And then I read Arnold Frankel's book on nutrition. And then my buddy Victor, his mom was a very healthy woman. And she taught me a little bit about nutrition, like berries, like protein shakes and things like that. I didn't really start to learn about nutrition until I hired my first coach. Where is the picture? This was my first. I hired this guy, right? This is me and him, right? That he gave me a meal plan, right? I remember I was working at my gym. This guy, I hired this guy. I remember taking a photo because I was so excited. I'm like, this is my journey, right? This is my journey on like getting in better shape. And I remember he's like, okay, all right, so like pick your foods out. I went through the meal plan. I picked out foods I liked. And eventually he's like, you're gonna eat this many grams of carbs, this many grams of fats, this many grams. Okay, cool. He's like, you're gonna have to get a digital scale. I'm like, a digital scale for what? He's like, you're gonna weigh your food out. I'm like, weigh my food out, right? Whatsoever. I take a multivitamin sometimes, not all the time. I love my nutrition. She helped me a lot when it came to transitioning from not eating meat. Nice, Deanna. Yeah, I hate this job and eat out ASAP, so I'm working on my business daily. I appreciate your work. You work, yeah, of course, brother. Yeah, dude, just push, bro. Push. And again, brother, it's like anything, okay? Think about it this way. Like, you want people to work with you, then, you know, you might need to hire a coach, which is crazy, right? Which is fucking wild, but that's how it is, man. You know, you can do it yourself. You have all the information on YouTube on how to build a successful fitness business, right? So you can, or you can, just like people have everything they need to get in shape online. But what makes it easier? Having someone tell you exactly what you need to do for your situation, correct you where you're wrong. Anytime you get personalization, you make so much more progress because you're being told exactly what to do, and then someone's making sure you're doing it. That's how everything happened to us in life. School. Anytime we learn a new subject, imagine trying to learn algebra on your own. Hey guys, you have a test in about 3 months. Right? You have an algebra test in 3 months. You have to teach yourself algebra. Motherfucker, what do you mean I have to teach myself algebra? Thank you, Jojo. It's tough. Right? Here's a pause. I'm glad you're reaching goals. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I'm positive because it's what I want to receive, right? Give what you wish to receive. I'm not always positive. I hate life sometimes. Fuck yeah, dude. I hate life sometimes. Algebra in the real world isn't helpful. Yeah, 100%. Nutrition. Listen, I hate life sometimes. I hate the way I feel sometimes. You know? This is 50 grams of cream of rice. Who's cutting the grass? No, let them cut the grass. They need to cut the grass. Yeah, but it's not always fun. It's not always fun when you feel like shit. You feel me? I started taking creatine being overweight. Is that okay? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But a lot of people starting off, one of the biggest mistakes, one of the biggest traps they fall into is supplements. Right? Supplements. Like, don't fall into the trap. That's why you won't ever see me here selling supplements. Like, you won't see me fucking promoting a supplement here. Why? Because, motherfuckers, that's not the key. It's not. Same thing with peptides. I think it's key, or am I wrong? Listen, consistency is key, but comprehension supersedes consistency. Or is it broken down into different disciplines? So is your coaching all mentorship? I would say it's mentorship. Yeah. Yeah, I would say mentorship. Because it's not just about handing you a plan, right? If you have bad habits, it's not just about handing you a plan, right? It's about making sure that you can actually follow the plan. Right? Good morning. Happy breakfast. Good morning. Tell me fish oil was good for the skin and hair, and I've been chewing on those. Yeah, it's not bad. It'll help you. Overeating stack for pain, and it worked tremendously. I would say I've taken gear before. I've taken steroids, and I've competed naturally, and I've taken steroids. I did steroids for 1 year, and I competed, and then I got off because it wasn't worth it to me. It fucks up. It fucks up your body. It really does. I never got into fitness I never took steroids to look good. I looked good without it. I took it because I competed. It's the only reason. It's like driving around. I can drive around, but I bought a fucking NASCAR because I wanted to fucking drive a NASCAR, right? No, I'm not, right? Yeah, now I do. I haven't taken anything in 7 years, right? But, you know, it wasn't... But those were my goals, right? Everyone has different goals, right? And for me, it's like, you know, I focus more on people now. But they're not filling up with everything. I doubt it. Yeah. I like this. This is carbs. Yeah. What's the word? I have no idea. I said, will eventually make its way to your heart. Everything you take will get into your heart. Just remember this, bro. Just be natural. Motherfucker, fucking, do you understand that breathing is fucking bad for you too? You know, like, there's a lot of fucking shit in the air, bro. Like, don't. All right, we can teach a little bit. I want to teach a little bit. People realize that the heart's all cholesterol. No, but you understand, like, there's a lot of smog and things like that. You know, the air is polluted and everything, right? Do you not understand that? All right? Like, I've helped out a lot of people, man. I've helped out a lot of people. I used to teach a bunch of classes. So this is the gym I used to work at. That's me. I was 21 years old. I was teaching, like, so many people. I was teaching massive classes. This is me when I was, right? This is when I used to teach a lot of classes. Right? I used to teach so many classes. Damn, that was lit, dude. This is one of my clients. Everything is like, this is one of my clients. This is one of my clients. This took a year. He had no muscle. He was a bartender. Right? Right? He was a bartender. Right? He didn't work out for years. This is after 1 year. Right? Why decide to switch up? What do you mean? Because I started training people in person. I left that gym. This is another one of my clients too. Yeah. We did this in 90 days.
90 days, that'll be gone.
I've done it literally swears that everyone has. You seen them? No.
That's flexing. Look at those abs coming through.
No, but let me see his face.
And I'll suck it.
Yeah.
Let me see his face. Not his face.
Look at that. Look at that side for a while. Look at that. Look at this, John. Look at that. What the fuck is this? Who is this guy?
Yeah, and he's a realtor. You know? He's a realtor. It's all TikTok me, bro. Man, fuck TikTok sometimes, bro. This continues some religious. I like that reviews all over it. Isn't body exposure never difference my ends. Yeah, everyone's a little bit different, brother. Everyone's a little bit different. There's different prices. It all depends on where you are, where you want to go, how long it's going to take, right? Should I get certified? Should I get certified? I mean, that's up to you, brother. That's up to you. Like, I've been certified since I was 19 years old. Not many people ask me for my certification. Who keeps saying honkatonk with a deck? That's so funny. That TikTok's there's restrictions, bro. And then so too evil to hope. Like this is what I would do, bro. You can go to my link in my description in my YouTube channel, and you can go apply. There's also my email there, and so I'll give you guys a breakdown too. What up, Sarah? I'll give you a breakdown. I like to do the whiteboard sessions. Oh. What's a year of mentoring cost with you? It all depends, brother. Like, all depends on where you're at. It could be anywhere between what, 6 to 8 grand for the year. It depends on what you're also gonna get. What do you need help with mostly? Do you need help getting sober? Do you need help just dropping weight? You know, do you want to do also like one-on-one FaceTime training sessions? There's many different things that when it comes to that. You know any good personal trainers in Austin? Keyshawn, no. Not at all. Quitting's out. Yeah, dude. Personal trainer in Austin? No, but like my question would be, let's see, Keisha, what are you looking for a personal trainer for? You feel me? Yeah, dude. And it's so like I have some people on the yearly mentorship, yeah. Wanted to lean out. Thoughts on Retta? Sarah, you know what I'm gonna say about Retta, right? If you want to lean out, you know what you're not doing, right? Right? You're tracking your macros, being consistent with your food, maybe being consistent with your workouts, knowing exactly what to do. So it's like you're looking for an easier way out. That's the way I look at it. For that's essential for me being alive. Yeah, 100%. But a lot of people aren't sober. You feel me? A lot of people are not sober. So it's like you can have a beautiful plan, but if you're still drinking, right? You're still smoking weed. Like it's not that it's impossible, but it doesn't help your journey. It doesn't help your journey in getting in better shape and living better and making better choices. Because all that does, it programs you to pick something that gives you instant gratification. And so that seeps into it. You know, you have a couple more drinks, you wake up the next day, you have drinks, and then you're gonna wanna eat something, you're not gonna really wanna be on your plan, you know? And so like, it's a domino effect. Oh, let me just have one beer, and then let me just have a fucking little bit of Taco Bell. Like I'll have a little. So it's very hard to do something that's it's not impossible, but it's very difficult to do something that's very rewarding, instant gratification, and then do something else that's delayed gratification. So in that sense, like if you are trying to be better, right? Drinking, drugs, and yeah, absolutely. Because I like what he said, people underestimate how much drinking and drugs inhibit thinking. Absolutely. It's the thing is people don't want to think. Thinking is the hardest job there is to think your way out of a problem, to think your way to better your life. And then take action on that is some of the most difficult things to do. You know, because when you're walking on this path, I call it the path of destruction, right? If you're looking, right? I always put it this way. Let me see. We'll be right back after these commercials. You ever want to get in shape? You ever feel like you try and it never works? Well, look no further. That's so funny, bro. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They hate being bored and not content alone. Yeah, and it happens to all of us. I mean, when I was drinking, it wasn't because I was bored. It wasn't because I was bored. When I used to drink, when I used to do drugs, it was not because I was bored. I just wanted to go have fun. Yeah. I never drank because I was depressed. I never did drugs because I was depressed. I did it because I wanted to go have fun. Still had a great physique. Right? Still had a great physique. But it was my way of, I didn't want to become better. Right? And if you don't have the desire to be better, you're going to go towards pleasures. Right? Think about that. That's what makes anxiety worse, but people still do it. It makes you paranoid. Yeah, but weed never used to do that to me. Right? Weed does that to me now, but in the past, it wasn't like that. I used to smoke weed and have fun. Now it's like, ugh. You know? So let me answer. So Sarah, right? So I really wanted to, right? So Sarah, so like answer what I said, right? Rylan, game changer. Fuck that, bro. Is it for refined lives? No, fuck this guy, bro. Game changer. Fuck that, dude. Fuck this guy. Can't drink anymore, everything. Right? Abigail. Good morning, Abigail. I don't have my ring. Fuck this guy, Rylan, bro. It's a game changer. I've seen people lose weight with Retta, 100%, but there's going to be side effects. There's going to be massive side effects. Right? I had someone who lost a lot of weight on it. And they just lose, some of them lose the desire to go do things. It fucks with your serotonin, right? Attack me when I recommend they quit. Is that smoke? Yeah, I mean, they're always going to attack you because people don't want to be, they also have to want to be you. That's the way I look at it, right? If you preach, it's like, yeah, you should quit, but why? Like, who are you to give me that advice? You feel me? That's another thing. It's like if you haven't changed people's lives or you don't look like someone they want to be like, why are they going to take their advice, you know? Deal with anxiety head on and take drugs and alcohol. Yeah, I give you that for you not drinking, doing that. Not the bad. It doesn't ruin your day or discourage me as much. No, weed has a long-term impact. It's not even that. It's just like I used to smoke a lot. The thing with weed is another instant gratification. It just makes you kind of forget about your problems. Right? Weed does not, in my opinion, make you more disciplined. Like anything that gives you instant gratification without much work does not make you better. Like if you smoke, I used to smoke a lot. Fuck, I still have raws. I still have fucking raw papers. Right? I used to smoke a lot. Alright, I don't smoke anymore. And then for me, I just, it's just personally, man. Because anytime we've ever asked ourselves, man, should I stop smoking? Like, you never ask yourself, should I stop drinking water? No, we're always like, I should probably drink more water, right? We never say, should I stop working out? No, we're like, I should probably work out. Like, there's things that it's common sense, bro. Some people can function with it, bro. But it's about being honest with yourself. I knew that if I wanted to get to the level that I want to get to, then to me, it felt the truth in my heart to put it down. Right? In my heart, what's it telling me? Don't smoke. You want to lead by a better example. You want to help that guy that used to smoke, right? That has a problem smoking, right? By showing him that, hey, you can have a lot of fun without having any weed, right? Is it worse than weed? Yeah, I probably don't. I don't disagree with you. Weed is less harmless than fast food. I don't disagree with you. I don't. But I'm just saying, right? If we're gonna be honest with ourselves, there comes a time where you ask yourself, damn, I should probably stop smoking. Why do you think that is? It's your higher conscious, right? It's the Christ conscious helping you seek a higher version of yourself. All the answers come within. If you feel guilty, then don't do it. Amen. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And maybe for you, like, that's the thing. My job's a little different. Who I want to be is different. I don't want to be like a lot of people. I want to be different. I want to be somebody that people can look up to. And the more sober I am, the more disciplined I am, the more encouragement I get that. Thank you. So, do you do a comprehensive program? Do you do comprehensive program? Yeah, brother. So let me to you the whole. I'll show you how it all works, right? I'll show you how it all works first, like how some of my coaching works, so you can have a better idea. So first things first, okay? First things first. The one thing I understand after training people for the last 2 years, right? I'm gonna hire that gets fried. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So first things first, brother, right? The first thing we have to understand is, what is your goal, right? What is your goal? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Do you want, right? Do you want a six-pack? Do you want to get rid of love handles? Right? Do you want to get rid of man boobs? Right? Do you want a bigger chest? Right? A bigger chest. Bigger arms. Right? The first thing we define, and this is just the surface level. This is the surface level, okay? As a training too. Yeah. This time it's not the cap here, genre. Yeah. Right? So the first things first. Like this is where we pretty much start. Okay? This is the surface level, right? Surface level. So bigger arms, let's get a description of what your goal is. Okay? Once we kind of figure out your goal, right? Then we dive deeper into like, if this is like the outside, what is the internal things that you actually do want? You know, what's the internal things that you actually want? What I mean by that, the internal, right? The internal, we have confidence. We have energy, right? You want to feel good in your own skin, right? You want to feel good in your own skin. You want to be able to take your shirt off, right? You want to be able to take your shirt off, right? You want to be able to have, wear different clothes. Right? You want to date more. Right? You want to date more. So there's a surface level. Yeah, I want a six pack. I want to get rid of the love handles. I want to get rid of man boobs. I want to get a bigger chest, bigger arms. I like the surface level goals. The internal worth. This is what you want, right? You want that confidence. You want the energy, right? You want to feel good, right? Feel good in your own skin. Feel good in your own skin. You want to take your shirt off. You want to wear different clothes, right? You want to date more, right? My nice body, good mind, no sugar cravings. Yeah, right? So this is the internal. What do you want to do, right? So this is the goal. This is where I start. This is where I start to break down my coaching. When I break down my coaching, you say, what is your goal? Cool, right? I want to do this. I want to lose, right? I want to lose fucking 25, 45, 55 pounds. Okay, I want to do that. I want to lose that weight. I want to lose the gut. Lose the gut. You want to lose the gut. These are the goals. From there, we have the internal values that you want. And this is something that we might be, when you don't have clarity, you have confusion. A confused mind goes back to the regular daily habits. You want to know why you're still doing what you know you shouldn't be doing? You have confusion around getting to where you want to go. If you're confused about what you have to eat, how you have to train, or you failed in the past, you've done it over and over again, it's not worked out, you're going to continue doing what you've always known. And the pain that you feel not changing, you're going to deal with that pain one way or another. It might be with, how do you deal with the pain of no change? The pain of no change, right? This is how you deal with it. Food, right? Lust, drinking, right? The excuses, right? Right? Or the excuses / rationalizing with self. Right? Oh, I don't look that bad. I'm not that overweight. I could be worse. You know, at least I still have a girlfriend, or at least, I like eating the way I eat. At least I'm not miserable. At least, so you start to rationalize with yourself why you're not in better shape, why you don't have the six pack, why you haven't gotten rid of the gut. So that's what ends up happening when pain of no change happens. You go back to the food, you go back to lust, you go back to drink, you rationalize with yourself. And this is where you have to figure out, where are you in this journey? We're all on a different journey. To my lady, I can be a dick and all I wish I could be overcome it. Southern Trendkill, I need to escape being controlled by my feelings. Yeah, so I like, the YouTube's going hard as fuck, dude, I love it. So, right? So, for example, we treat others how we feel about ourselves. We don't feel good enough. Yeah, I'm extremely overweight, came down, yeah, I need to escape being controlled by my feelings. Yes, right? And that's normal, dude. That's normal to be controlled by your feelings. Most of us are. Right? Most people are. Most people are. Right? So then, once we understand like more so your goals, right? Right? Once we understand more your goals, we have to create something what I call a vision. A vision is so important because a vision is the gift that we were given from God, the ability to imagine. So right now, you can do this exercise. It's very profound. You can close your eyes, right? You can close your eyes and you can imagine. I want you to imagine, right? Your dream body. Just imagine for a second. Play along, right? Play along. You close your eyes. You imagine yourself like you have a six-pack. You lost the 60 pounds. You lost 60 pounds, 40 pounds. You lost it. You have a nice waist, tight, small waist. Your arms are different. Like you put a good shirt on. You don't have to fucking button it up. You close your eyes. You feel it. Like you look in the mirror. You're smiling. How do you feel? Like how do you feel when you take your shirt off and look in the mirror? How do you feel when you go outside and people start to like, hey, yo, you lost some weight. Wow, you look really good. How do you feel when people compliment you? You know, you take a photo with your phone, you look at it, you're like, you can't even believe it's you, but you know it's you because you've done the work. You know, what do you do with your new life, right? Because it is a new life, because it's a new version of you. It's a better version of you. That version of you became more disciplined. That version of you comprehended what to do. That version of you became more consistent. So you can feel this new person right now. You can imagine that person. That's the most beautiful thing. The feelings you want from that person can be experienced now. And so when you create that vision, like I already see you, like I'm a visionary. I can already see you losing all that weight, right? Some of my clients that I've worked with, I saw this already. I saw him already losing that weight. One of my clients, I saw him lean. Same thing with my guy here. I already saw him lean. I already had a vision for him. I'm a visionary because I can use my mind. I can use my mind to imagine how you're already going to look like because I've already done it. I already know what it's taken to get there. And because I've walked the path and I've helped other people walk the path. When you come to me, it's like, Alex, I really want to lose these 50 pounds, 60 pounds. Cool, I've helped this guy lose 100 pounds. I got you. I've been able to stay in shape for the last 19 years. So falling off is not an option, right? Not finding a weight is not an option, right? So during like the coaching calls, you can go on the link in my bio and you can apply for a coaching call, right? On the coaching call, we really just dive in here. It's not just about like, well, here's a plan. Like, let's create what your ideal life is going to look like. What's it going to look like once you have the dream body? Once you take your shirt off and you have the six-pack, right? This six-pack, what do you feel when you have this new profound energy? Right? How are you going to feel when you step on the scale and you see like you drop those 30 pounds? Like, man, how do you feel about yourself? What are you going to go do? Will you stay at the same job you have? Will you stay with the person you're with? Will you go on more dates? Will you download fucking Hinge and upload some really cool photos? Will you go take a trip? Will you go get fucking tattoos? You know? Let's see. Start fasting. Start fasting. Rihanna, don't give fitness advice. I'm just insecure with myself. Childhood trauma. I try to mask it with lifting and help, but I don't fix that thing. No, you need to worry. Good morning. Good morning, baby. Yeah. I'm just insecure with myself. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like you're insecure because you're not. The daily check is helping me stay on track. What's up, Santiago? Yeah, Santiago, 60 years old, man. I was talking to some guy yesterday. Actually, let me tell you what happened. 2 weeks ago now. 2 weeks ago. And this guy, I'm getting this fucking chicken out of my fucking car. And this guy walks around. He's about like 5'5", black guy, like little overweight, has a little backpack. And he's, hey bro. I'm like, what's up? He's like, yo, like, I saw you on your balcony training. Like I'm doing my push and things. He's like, bro, like, what is that machine called? And it's just like a tower. It's pull-ups. You can do some core on it. And I'm all, yeah, said that. He's like, yeah, bro, like, I'm just trying to get back in shape. I used to be a bodybuilder, but I can tell he's got like 70 pounds of unnecessary body fat on him, 70, 80 pounds. And he's like, I'm just, I enlisted into the army in 2 months, so I really got to get in better shape. I'm like, okay, cool, bro. When's the last time you worked out? He's like, bro, I haven't worked out since 2000 and what, like years? Okay, whatever. And so it's like, what kind of holds you back from working out? He's like, bro, like, I'm old. How old are you? He's like, I'm 38. Bro, I'm 31. I'm like, what do you fucking mean you're old, bro? I'm 31. You want me to show you a picture of my client, Santiago, who's 60 years old in great shape? So first limiting belief that he had. Right? I'm too old. First limiting belief. These are limiting belief. Limiting belief. He believed that he was too old. Your system is part of the process of focusing on the reticular activating system. Reticular. If you want to go into that fucking deepness, right? I have them. So, sure, bro, I forget. I don't know. I think a friend of mine got me the shirt. So, right? So, the first limiting belief he had was, I'm too old. And I told him, bro, I'm 31. He's like, oh shit. And he sees me, obviously. He's like, fuck, this guy's in great shape. I'm 31, bro. You're 7 years older than me. Like, he's like, okay, first let me be. Number two, I'm like, yo, like, working out, like, what's going on? He's like, yeah, I'm just stressed out, the economy and work. I'm like, bro, first and foremost, you have 2 legs, you have 2 arms. You have a place to live? Yeah. You have food in the fridge? Yeah. You have a car? Yeah. Bro, you're blessed. Like, where's your attitude of gratitude? He's like, damn. Second thing we did, we stopped focusing on the negative and started focusing on everything he already has. When you focus on lack, you're thinking in scarcity. When you're thinking of what lack, what you don't have, you're thinking in scarcity. When you think in gratitude, right? You think in abundance. Right? You think in abundance. Gotta remember before all your attitudes, I gotta remember. Yeah, that's it. So, we did that. So first I shifted his mentality right there. He said, fuck, I'm not too old. Number two, it's not that I'm stressed out, but am I gonna focus on that? If I focus on that, is it gonna make me feel better? No. But if I focus on all I do have, that's gonna allow it. And then the working out part. He's like, yeah, bro, like the gym here is not that good. What do you mean the gym's not that good, bro? You got dumbbells, you have a Smith machine. Another thing, it's not that good. What in turn is, when he tells me the gym is not that good, and I've been to the gym is fucking perfect. What he's saying is, I don't know what to do, right? I don't know what to do. And when you and I don't know what to do, we consider that the unknown. The unknown. What is our brain programmed to run from? The unknown, because the unknown instills fear. Okay? So it's not that the gym sucks. It's that he doesn't know what to do. When he doesn't know what to do, he's in the unknown. When he's in the unknown, you have fear because you don't know what could happen. Sound familiar? We don't like to be in a place where we're not sure what's going to happen. Too much uncertainty creates a lot of fear. Our brain is biologically programmed to run from fear. So his issue wasn't that the gym it wasn't good enough. It's that he just didn't know what to do and he preferred not to go towards the unknown because there's too much fear because he might die. He's not going to, but that's how the brain thinks. Okay? So, what did we do there? What did I do there? I'm like, hey brother, right? Here's a piece of advice I give you, all right? Because he hasn't worked out in years. I want you to go home and I want you to start off by doing 4 sets, right? 4 sets, right? 4 sets of 15 reps of modified burpees. Right? 4 sets of 15 modified burpees. Yeah. And so what did I do? What did I do? I immediately, right? I immediately showed him. I'm like, what? He's like, what is it? Like, how do I do this? I immediately put my fucking chicken down. I was carrying a fucking rotisserie chicken. I put my fucking chicken down, right? And I told the man, I'm like, watch me, right? I'm like, pretty much got the man. Let me see something real quick. Yeah. You right? Pretty much. So I'm like, watch me, right? All you're gonna do is put your hands on the ground, kick your feet up, lay down, pick yourself back up. That's 1. Come back down, get back up. That's 2. And I just want you to do 15 of those. 4 sets. That's it. Why? Why that? Because right now, where he was, right? Where he was, and this is what makes me, I truly believe, one of the best coaches in the world, is that the best thing I can do is get him a win. I need him to feel that he's progressing. The best motivation we can ever receive is to see ourselves progress. If you wake up and you lost a pound, fuck yeah. If you wake up and you have an extra $100, $1,000, $10,000 in your bank account. If you wake up and you have a beautiful, amazing woman or man next to you. If you wake up and you feel close to God, right? You feel like you're getting closer to Him. You feel like you're sober now. You're 2 weeks without drinking. 2 weeks. Like whenever you and I progress, we're happy. Because the opposite, when we wake up and nothing's changed on the scale, or we've gained a pound. When we have the same amount of money or less money in our bank account. When we're still single and not happy with ourselves, or we're in a relationship that's not working out, or we feel very distant from God, or we can't stop the drinking, the porn, the eating. Whenever we wake up and we're regressing, that's where all the bad emotions come from. So I told him to do that. 1 week later, which is crazy. I wasn't having such a good day. I was actually in the car with my girlfriend. I wasn't having that good of a day. I wasn't. I was actually, right? I was actually in a bad mood. But I got out of my car, and he's right there. And then this man comes to me with his backpack, smiling. Back again with the fucking backpack, smiling. He's like, bro. He goes, my chest is sore. He's like, I've been doing the workouts. I'm like, have you? He's like, yeah. I was like, bro, my chest is sore. He's like, and then he leans in. He's like, bro, I haven't been drinking either. Because I told him, like, you drink? He's like, yeah, I hear that. I'm like, stop the drinking. That shit doesn't help you mentally, physically, or spiritually. He's like, you're right. He's like, bro, I haven't been drinking. My chest is sore. He's like, I feel different. I'm like, brother, you feel proud of yourself. You feel proud of yourself. You stopped drinking. You started working out. You started being more grateful. Did he need everything to change overnight? Did he need to lose 50 pounds to feel good about himself? Did he need $1 million to feel great? No. He just needed to do something that would make him feel proud of himself. He stopped doing the things that made him feel regret, that made him feel guilty, made him feel shameful about himself. He could still have the same problems, but when he decided to not focus on the problems and focus on everything he does have, he became abundant. He realized, I have so much. And so that little lesson that I gave him has made a massive impact. 2 weeks later, yesterday, I'm walking my dog. This random car pulls up on me with the windows down. I'm like, I can't see who it is. I'm like, who the fuck is this? And it's the guy again. He's like, bro, smiling. He said, bro, I was at church yesterday. This was Monday. He said, bro, I was at church yesterday, Sunday. And people around me said, hey, are you losing weight? Like, you look like you lost some weight. He's like, bro, I haven't stopped doing the workouts. So because he stopped drinking, started at 10 little minutes at home, doesn't matter for me. He's already lost weight. He's getting compliments. And he feels so much more proud of himself. That is what happens when you take initiative. Because he came to me. He's like, I saw you working out and I wanted, he's like, I need to go ask that guy. I need to go ask that guy what he's doing. Because he saw me, I was in good shape. And he asked because he had the courage to ask me. He got what he was seeking. Seeking, what's the Bible say to us? Seeking you shall find. Asking, the answer shall be given to you. Knocking, the door will be open. So he sought out answers. He asked. And look where he's at now. So that is the power of having somebody in your life that can make a difference. I've always said get people around you, right? Oh no. Yeah. I gotta make you go hard until I know it feels good. It feels good, and it's not about going hard, if I'm being honest with you. It's just like, it's a reminder that I know that I'm on the path. For me, it's a reminder that I know I'm on the path and this is my purpose in life. And this is why I make the sacrifices that I make. This is why I hold myself to a higher standard. Because I know if I can hold myself to a higher standard, I can lead I can lead people to a better quality of life. Anybody that follows me, their life is going to get better. Anybody that decides to work with me, their life is going to get better. I don't care where you are. You can be down in the gutter, right? You can be at the lowest. You can have tried a different million things. If you work with me, I guarantee you're going to see the results you want to see because I've lived the truth. I live the truth. I've done the other things. Everything you've done, I've done too, probably, right? Like the vices and things like that. I know it's not easy to quit, but it's not impossible either. Gotta go sub. I'll check in next slide. But got it. Southern. And he wants to. Yeah, of course, 100%. So Southern, bro, check out my website, bro. Go click the link in my bio. Check out my website. Check out my testimonials, right? You train coaches too? Bro, honestly, yes and no, right? I trained one person before. I was talking to my client actually yesterday or 2 days ago, because I'm like, bro, like he has people asking him, what are you doing? What are you doing, bro? Like I gotta put him on my transformation wall, because people are going up to him and being like, bro, what are you doing, bro? Like what? Like how did you lose all this weight? And where is he? 242, now a new low, baby. Yeah, so check this out. Yeah, so my guy went from, August. We started at 315 pounds. August 12th, 2025. Right? August 12th, 2025. 315 pounds. Right? 315 pounds. And in the last year, this is his trajectory. In the last year, like you'll see all the way. We're at what? Rather here, right? We're at fucking how much? 242 new low today. 242 pounds from 315 pounds. Right? It's been 11 months. And now this is where he started. This is where he started. August 15, 2025. August 15, 2025. Right? 2025. Even back here. Even back here. And this is where he's at now. If we look down, like we take pictures every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks we take pictures. Right? And so this is where he's at now. Yeah. Whole new man. Whole new man. Man, we still got some progress to make. Whole new man. So this is the transformation that I deliver. All right, this is just one person. These are the transformations that I deliver. Again, you can go to the link in my bio, go click on my website and apply. Yeah. I'll change your life. And I'm going to start doing a little bit more lives too. Because this is what gives me peace, man. To be honest, bro, like this is what gives me peace, helping you guys, showing you guys that I can get you to where you want to go. I'm one of the best coaches in the entire world, right? Why? Because number one, I lead by example. And number two, I understand how difficult it can be to not just get started, but to stay consistent with it. So how do I get people to stay consistent? I get your results fast. Because getting results doesn't take a long time. You and I, we can drive a car. You know how to drive a car, you know how to drive a car. But if I put a blindfold on you, it's nearly impossible to drive a car. So you know how to eat food. You know how to pick up a fork and put it in your mouth. You know how to drive to the grocery store, grab groceries, put them in your cart. You know how to get home, put the groceries in the fridge. You don't have a problem buying food and eating food. The issue you just don't know in what order to put the food in. It's like you want to bake something. You want to get this you have all the ingredients, but without the recipe, you'll never be able to make the grand finale. Whether it's the cake, the banana bread, whatever it might be, you could have all the ingredients. But if you don't know how to put, you know how much of each ingredient, you know what order to put them in, you're never going to make the masterpiece. So you're not far off of what you need to do. But you still need something more specific. Right? Because it might be fear getting in the way. Doubt. Past failures. And that's what really stops a lot of people. What stops a lot of people, right? And so, just real quick with the guy that I talked about, we broke limiting beliefs. The first limiting belief that we broke was, I'm too old. I told him I'm 31. Because he told me, when he was talking to me in the car, he's like, bro, when you said, when I said, man, I'm too old for this, and you told me how old you were, you made me think. You're like, damn, I guess I'm not too old. You know? So the first limiting belief we broke is I showed him what's possible. I'm like, bro, I'm only 31. You're 38. Like 7 years, not that big of a difference. Right? Probably because he looked at me, he's like, bro, you're like 25. I'm bro, I'm 31. He's like, oh shit, like you're 31 and you're yeah. First limiting belief we broke. So that's a big thing, you know? It's breaking the limiting belief. Why do you think you can't get in shape? You know, why? And is it true? Until we don't challenge our beliefs, we will stay stuck. Okay? Until we don't challenge our beliefs, we will stay stuck. Again, like, if you want to make that transformation, click the link in the bio and just go apply. You can either book a consultation right off that page, or you can go look at my website, see more testimonials, see all the people I've worked with. And again, apply. Book your call. Any questions so far? Any questions? I need to charge my phone. Man, you know. What time is it? Oh, enough again. This year, main platform for content. I have this. I have YouTube as well, right? I have this. I have YouTube. I might start doing lives on my Instagram account too. But I mainly do. I used to just do in Instagram. I mean TikTok. But I might do Instagram as well as Facebook. Yeah. Yeah, I've helped that one coach, brother. That's the guy I was talking about. I think he asked her, would you rather he refers them to you or he helps them? So that's a great question. You got it going on. So that's a great question. So honestly, we were talking about that. I was like, look, because he still wants to lose another 20 pounds. I'm like, we can lose another 20 pounds. It'll just take us maybe like 3 more months, which is fine. And I told him, like, look, bro, you have people pretty much telling you, hey, like, I want to lose weight. I want to, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, he can become a coach because he's done it. He's done it. He's lost over 70 pounds. And if you lose another, that's 80, that's 90 pounds he's going to lose. You know, that's impressive, man. You know, like, 20 pounds can make the biggest difference in your life. 10 pounds can make the biggest difference in your life. You losing those 10 pounds can make the difference of how people treat you. How you see yourself. Like, two of the hardest things in the world, right? Right? Two of the hardest things in the world is this. In shape, like losing weight, and getting sober. Right? To the hardest thing in this world, right, is getting in shape, losing weight, and getting sober. There's people I know who make a lot of money, and yet they can't get in shape or get sober. Right? So if you can do any of those, it's impressive. It's super impressive. There's a lot of value in that because you can't buy these. You can't buy this. You can't buy a good body, right? You can get help. You can invest into a coach. Somebody can help you, but you still have to do the work. Getting sober is the same thing. It's tough. If you can be sober, it's very underrated. Because you're not allowing a substance to control your life. Yeah, so I ate food this morning. I trained this morning. You know? I trained this morning. It's another limiting belief that you have, right? That a lot of people have. That you have to work out for an hour. That's a lie. Another limiting belief that I would love to break for you is a limiting belief, right? Right? I have to work out for an hour. Who the fuck said that? Right? Who the fuck said that you have to work out for an hour? Still working 9 to 5 now, bro. This is my full-time gig. It's been my full-time gig for 6 years. Right? Who says you have to work out for an hour? Could you if you wanted to? Yeah. And this is why I truly at times like working with beginners. A beginner is somebody who's inconsistent with the gym. You've tried in the past and things haven't worked. Or you've tried in the past, you've lost weight, but you gained it back. To me, you're a beginner. Right? I love working with beginners. Why? Because I get to show you how it actually works. There's nothing wrong with the guy who already goes to the gym, is consistent, he has lost some weight, he's made some muscle. There's nothing wrong with that. I can help that guy. But the person who hasn't gone in maybe 3 months, 6 months, you fell off, you can't stop eating shitty, things like that, I love that person. Because what you really have is just a massive limiting belief. You know, you feel like it's either too hard, you've tried it and it's worked, but you couldn't stick to it. It's not for you. Like, I love all those excuses. I love it. Because then I can show you first and foremost that you don't need an hour. You need 10 to 15 minutes. You need 10 to 15 minutes. Right? What? Is that it? How is that? Put a timer on for 10 minutes and do push-ups. Put a timer for 10 minutes. Go to your phone. If you want to see, I prove how effective 10 minutes is. I'll prove to you how effective 10 minutes is. You have a timer, you have 10 minutes. Put 10 minutes on a timer. Get down and do push-ups until the timer goes off. You won't get past maybe 30, 60 seconds. Right? If you haven't worked out in months, years, doing push-ups for even 30 seconds is fucking tough. 10 minutes, do squats. Do squats for even a minute or two. Legs are fried. Your heart will be racing after just 2 minutes of squats, body weight squats. Do leg raises or crunches. Come on here. For 10 minutes. Your abs will be on fire after about a minute. You still got 9 minutes left. It's not how long you work out for. It's the intensity of your workout. And intensity doesn't have to mean balls to the wall. If you can only do 1 squat, rest, 2 squats, rest, that's fine intensity. That's your intensity. But nobody taught you that. Nobody taught you that. You see it all the time. You got to go to the gym. You got to go to the gym. Or even at-home workouts. You might have saved at-home workouts, but you still don't believe. Or maybe they're just not modified enough. Maybe you look at-home workout, you're like, I can't fucking do that. That's too hard. And it comes down to fear. It's too hard, I'm going to hurt myself. You know? I put this up because I did this in 16 days. I did this in 16 days. Right? You had that like belly fat right there. Cut that off in 16 days. Yeah, 16 days. And again, it works. Doing it now as I listen, targeting, I learned to hear. Thank you. Of course. Yeah. Yeah. What's another limiting belief? You have to hate eating good. Eating healthy sucks. Right? Another limiting belief. What's another limiting belief? Another limiting belief is I have to eat less. Another limiting belief. Majority of my clients eat 3 to 4 times a day. My clients eat 3 to 4 times a day. Most people eat maybe a snack, dinner, sometimes I only ate once today and they're overweight. Like how am I gaining weight? I only ate once, I only ate this. I'm like, yeah. And one of the first things that I tell my clients whenever we do the onboarding call, which is where I go over everything they have to do, is I tell them this. I'm like, listen, you're gonna get full. And if you get full, do not force feed yourself. Do not force feed yourself. Don't. Stop. Because you're gonna get full. And guess what? 9 out of 10 times, the customer's like, yo, I'm fucking full. I'm like, I know. I knew you were. Because I've done it for 12 years. And you realize that we're all not that different. Some people might be a little different, but we're not all that different. I need water. Any questions? Yeah. And another limiting belief. Yeah. I'll put another limiting belief. I'll call another limiting belief. Which is another limiting belief, right? Is I have to do cardio to lose weight. Wrong. Wrong. Wrong, completely wrong. There's one of my guys who lost 22 pounds in,
Listen up, you excuse maker.
lost 22 pounds in
It's time to quit those goddamn
3 months.
excuses. Hire Alex Duenas, and in 90 days, you can call yourself a success just as much as he does, because you believe in yourself. You finally learned how to discipline yourself, how to count your macros, but most importantly, how to continue this without him. I finally reached my goal weight. I lost 22 pounds with him in total. Never thought this would ever be obtainable. I used to fluctuate my weight by 10 pounds. My weight fluctuates by 6 ounces now. And that's if I'm not counting my macros.
Yeah. That's if he's not counting his macros. Yeah. Didn't do a lick of cardio. No cardio. Why? Right? Why didn't he do cardio? Why don't I advise cardio? Because the issue did not come, and this is the last thing I'll say. The body fat you have, did not come from lack of cardio. Okay? It's like you overdrew and you went over your spending limit on your credit card, not because you didn't make enough, it's because you overspent. Right? You have a limit on your credit card. And you went over because you overspent. It's not that you bought all these toys, it's that you had a limit, you went over it. Right? And so you have a limit. You can make more money, but if you still have a limit on your credit card, it doesn't matter. And every time you go over that limit, you're going to be in the negative. It's the same thing. You and your body, my body, we all have a limit. And when we go over that limit of food, good or bad, your body has to put the extra amount of food somewhere in your body. And majority is going to come here. Because it needs to store it for later. Right? It needs to store it. So, right? The thing is, it's not about eating less food. It's about understanding that some of the food that you eat is packed with a lot of fat. Right? It's not that you can't have bread. You can have bread. But you have a limit. If you have a credit card limit of $500, you can buy $450 worth of crack cocaine. The credit card company doesn't care. But if you have a $500 limit and you decide to buy ice cream for 600 kids who have cancer and it costs you $1,000, your credit card company doesn't care if you helped kids who have cancer. You went over your limit. Now you're going to get charged interest. $450 on crack cocaine, no interest. $1,000 on ice cream for kids with fucking cancer, interest. It doesn't matter. You still went over your limit. It's the same thing with your body. If you have a limit and you go over it, it will put everything around here in your back. Eat protein in the morning and separate carbs. Brother, you should know this, brother. Should I eat protein in the morning and separate carbs? No, bro. No, you should know your body enough to where you can have carbs throughout your entire day. I have carbs throughout my entire day. Right? Do you understand that? Right? And any questions on that either? I need a ring. And I think if I spent that time bettering if I spent my time bettering what I was going to say, then you probably close a minute. Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah. Any questions, fam? Any questions? Same thing with you, YouTube. Yeah. Boxing, wrestling. Both. Dude. I've been doing MMA and MMA and mixed martial arts. MMA and Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu. On top of lifting. Yeah. Good morning. I was wondering, this is good also for diabetics. I'll let your information in Libya. Victoria. Hi, Victoria. Is it information for diabetics? Yes. So, I'll talk about that then, right? So, it's an insulin issue, right? It's an insulin issue. So, okay, let me explain. Right, let me give you guys kind of a little lesson on things like diabetics and things like that. Okay, little lesson. Okay, so you have a hormone called insulin. Right? You have a hormone called insulin. I think it was with E. Tell me I'm wrong. I suck at spelling. Right? And it's funny, I have a client. No, it's with no E. Okay, right? I have a client. Which is so funny. Right? Which is so funny. Right? You still on launch? Rihanna, I want to be streaming a lot more because if I don't stream, I go crazy, right? So I have a client, Okay? She's so funny. I love her. Her name is Rebecca. And she was diabetic. She was almost like 600 pounds at one point. She got herself down to about 300 something pounds. And yeah, she was pretty much like 300 most pounds, right? And she would not touch rice. She would not touch rice. She's like, no, like rice, I can't eat carbs, guys. Like rice is like, she spent so long not eating rice. She was diabetic. She's like, no, like rice, my insulin. I've worked so hard to get my numbers low. Like Alex, I can't. I'm like, listen, right? Listen, Rebecca. You're coming to me because what you're doing isn't working. You've been stuck at the same weight for 6-8 months, right? Like, what you're doing is not working. Try my way. Worst case scenario, if after a few days, like you see your numbers going up, you see yourself not feeling well, then you stop it. What's the alternative? Do you want to spend another 6-8 months in the same position? No. Okay then. Let's try my way. Let's have 110 grams of rice. Just have this much rice. Split between these 2 meals. Right? Within the first week, she lost 2 to 5 pounds. She lost 5 pounds or 3 pounds. She couldn't believe her eyes. She's like, how am I eating rice and losing weight? I'm like, because rice was never the issue. You did not get to 600 pounds because you ate rice. You guys are 600 pounds because you just ate more than your allowance. You went over your budget over and over and over and over again. So, insulin is simply a hormone. Right? Insulin is simply a hormone, just like testosterone, right? So insulin has 3 jobs. That motherfucker works. That motherfucker's about his money. Right? He's about his money. Insulin is about his money. Now, the first job of insulin, right, is to transport protein to muscle. Okay, what is protein? What happens when your muscles get protein? What happens when muscles and protein meet? What happens? Who can answer that? What happens when your protein that you ate meets muscle? What happens? And if you don't know, protein equals strength. You're not wrong. Protein does equal strength. Thank you, Rihanna. Protein does equal strength, right? If you don't know what happens, I'll explain to you. Protein into the muscle does make you stronger. It also recover better, right? So what happens when you recover? Thank you for the answer, Monty. What happens when you recover broken tissue? You go to the gym, you do your biceps, you do your chest, you do your back. You broke down muscle tissue, right? Now protein reaches the muscle, what happens? It recovers better. So what happens when we recover? We build muscle. Understand, right? Protein has one job. Protein has one job, right? To build muscle. Everything you see on me, everything from my chest to my back, right? To my legs, right? All of this has been built because I worked out, I ate protein, and I build muscle. Okay, where did the protein come from? It came from chicken. It came from my eggs this morning, eggs. It came from beef, right? So, when you eat your protein, right? Insulin is a hormone. How is insulin activated, right? Rebecca, why hasn't she been on the day? Her husband is not doing so well, so she hasn't been in the chat, right? So you take a break. I've seen you live constantly for about a year. But I've been doing it for 4 years, streaming. But I want to stream more. Like whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on TikTok, on YouTube. I just want to, the more I'm in front of the audience, the better it is for business. The better it is I can help people and people can become clients. So Victoria, How does insulin get activated? How do we trigger, like if I have, where's my other phone, right? If I have an iPhone and I want the flashlight, if I want to activate the flashlight, I press this button. Now I have a flashlight. So what do we need? What needs to happen to activate insulin? Insulin is activated whenever you eat carbohydrates, right? Whenever you eat any sort of carbs, you activate immediately the hormone of insulin, okay? Now, insulin, again, it has 3 jobs. So the first job is a beautiful job, okay? The insulin transport, the insulin turns into a bus, the magic school bus, right? The magic school bus. Insulin turns into the magic school bus. And all the little proteins, all the proteins jump on the school bus, right? And the school bus takes it to the muscle, right? Takes it to the muscle. What a beautiful job, right? So whenever we eat any sort of carbohydrate, insulin is activated, right? And its first job is to take, hey, where's the protein? Where's the protein? Cool, protein, transport it to the muscle. Yes, let's build muscle. The second job, right, of insulin, the second job of insulin is to transport, right, the carbs, right, into glycogen, aka gas, to the muscle. Right? It transport carbs and turn them into glycogen, aka gas. So your rice turns into glycogen. It evolves. It's like a Pokemon. You ever had a Pokemon? It evolves. When you eat carbs, they go from rice into glycogen. Right? That's it. Aka gasolina. The gas then gets transported to your muscle. Okay? Let me give you an example. Right? If I go right now, right? If I go right now. Hello, Sarah. If I go right now and I start busting out some push-ups, right? Oh, fuck. If I start to bust out some push-ups real quick. 2, 4, 5. Right? So, everything you see here, right? Everything you see myself pumped up, my body right now at this moment is using glycogen gas as energy. Everything you see in here, and when you start working out, your body's using the glycogen as energy. Right? So that's how glycogen works. You want to know how important it is? Don't eat carbs for 3 days. Don't eat carbs for 3 days. Tell me how your energy levels are. Right? Don't eat carbs for 3 days. Just broccoli and protein. Tell me how much energy you'll have. None. You won't really have energy. Right? You're going to be out of energy. Because carbs are used as glycogen, as gas for your workouts. The minute I started to do some sort of exercise, high intensity, if I'm going on a run, if I'm doing squats, if I'm doing push-ups, immediately my body taps into glycogen and uses it as fuel. I'm recording so I can come back and write everything out. Yeah. Information. Yeah, Victoria, if you go to the link in my bio, there's also a whole, it's called a macro mastery. I teach you about this in the macro mastery. The whole video, it's already recorded. It's 27 minutes. So if you wanted it, you can get that on there too. Now, all of this is good. All of this is good, right? But now insulin has a third job, right? The third job of insulin is to build fat, right? Is to build fat. The third job of insulin is to build fat. Okay? When your body has excess amounts of carbohydrates, okay? Insulin then transports a lot of those carbs into fat because it's just too much all at once. So we must understand, right? The first three carbs are so essential. Insulin is essential because, number one, it transports the protein you eat to the muscle so you can build muscle. Number two, it transports the carbs, turns them into glycogen, and puts them into your body, in your muscle, so you can work out. Again, take away the carbs, go get a workout in 3 days. You're not going to even have a pump. You're not going to feel the blood flow in your arms, in your chest, or your back. You're going to feel flat and low energy, because you took away the gas needed to function. That's why I'm not a big fan of keto. Keto eliminates it and you lose weight. Yeah, of course. You stop eating. You don't lose weight because you go keto and you cut out carbs. You went from putting in $100, now you're putting in $50. It's not that you're making less money, you're putting in less money. Right? Put a 1 if you understand. Yeah. Yeah. This is us, yeah, hi. Yeah, of course. Right? That's why, another thing too, that's why when you eat too much, you get tired. Right? Who here after fucking a big ass meal is just like, let's go work out? Who here after Thanksgiving, think about Thanksgiving, you just fucking eat, you're like, oh, I ain't gonna fucking work out. I'm gonna go nap. Right? And that's another thing. A lot of you, like if you lack energy, you have to understand, if you eat a meal, it doesn't have to be big to have a lot of calories, a lot of fats. If you eat a meal packed with a lot of fucking calories, it might be a small meal and it can have 1,500 calories or 1,000 calories. One fucking Baconator with the fries and a Coke from fucking Wendy's has like 1,200, 1,400 calories. You want to know why you're tired? Because your body has to use energy to digest. It's the same thing after Thanksgiving. Why are we all tired after Thanksgiving? Because now, where did the energy go? Where did the energy that you once had go? It went to your stomach. Because digestion takes energy. So when you eat a meal that's packed, like, oh, I'm just tired now. No, it's because all the energy you needed is to break down that food. So we must understand, carbs are never the enemy. It's in the proportion that you have the carbs. So someone like you, Victoria, it's very important to monitor how many carbs you're having. I did the same thing with Rebecca. I monitored her carbs, right? So her insulin wasn't spiking, it was slowly rising, right? I don't like the fatigue, yeah. And water. Belinda, what up, Belinda? Let me get some water. All right, your laundry. Yeah, so. Any questions on this? What? Yeah. Hello. Thanks for nothing. That's a funny name. Any questions? Any more questions, Victoria? Yeah, he's just a baby. He's just a baby. He's just a baby. He's just a boyfriend. And the carbs a day, it feels draining. I don't know about that, bro. For me, when I'm cutting, I use about 150 grams of carbs a day. Okay, beautiful. So again, if you found this helpful, and if you feel like if you want to get unstuck or you're tired of being stuck in summer, brother, go click the link in my bio or shoot me a DM. If you want more information on coaching and mentorship, go click the link in my bio. Yeah. Leon. I hope you all enjoyed this lesson. I love y'all. I'll be back in a few. All right, let's get on mucho. If you have any questions, shoot me a DM. You as well, YouTube. Challenge YouTube. Check out the link in my description for mentorship, coaching, or even some of my free programs.